So let's continue a bit deeper. So a guy is going to say, what time do we have? Oh, okay.
7:25.
So right. So the guy is going to say, she's so sensitive. She's like, whatever, I say one thing and she cries, and like, listen guys, it's so important. You were created to become super sensitive being. That's why you need a being that is super sensitive. This world is all about sensitivity. Why? Why is that so important? Because if you don't understand that you're created to change the world, that you can say one word and you affect creation, then why are you here? You're here to do something, to give. Everything that comes out of your mouth, you can give, but you can give to the evil, you can give to the bad, to the good. When you say a word and you see that just with that one word, your wife starts crying, then you understand that your words have power. You can say one word and you can change. Right? There are people who commit suicide, who wants to commit suicide, God forbid. And what happened? There's a guy in charge, special trained people. They go there to speak to them, and through their power of speech, they save them.
How?
Right? They train to be able to save. Right? So and then you have people who are gonna speak to other people, and those people, they're gonna. When usually people commit suicide because they have been told over and over, saying that you're nothing, you're unnecessary, we don't need you, whatever, and that person is gonna commit suicide because of that, right? It's crazy. Stan, how are you? Anyway, you're welcome. In the circle of truth.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's WBN, World Biblical News. No, I just made it. Okay, so yeah, so we have to learn that sensitivity, that I'm created. The reason I have a being called woman, who is here, that I have to be married, and that is so super ultra sensitive, is to teach me how I have so much power as a human being to affect others.
Can I ask a question? Like,
yeah.
This one thing doesn't make sense to me. Like, in a way, how can females be like so sensitive, but like, in a way, like so strong? You know, it's like they know how to carry much more than men.
Yes, very excellent point.
That
That's the power of the heart.
Because with guys, you know, it's all about, you know, intellect and stuff. You know, they think with their minds and stuff, and they know how to hold more. But like, when it comes to a female or a male, you know, a guy breaks much faster than a female.
Right.
You know?
Right. So it's for the same thing. The one weakness is the strength, right?
But they're emotional.
Right. But that emotion, when we say, when you're able to say that she is able to carry on through the hardest thing, because even her heart, she has a powerful emotions that carries on. That is there. She's able to break anything, right? A woman who loves her child, she'll destroy the world to save her child. Why? Because there's that power of love, right? It's that power that enables us to be so strong. So we again, the brain has its own power and deficiency, and the heart has its own. She can be affected and hurt much faster, but her power to be deep and to fight for what she really loves is much stronger than the man. And that's why when she believes in God, is feeling attached to God, she's much stronger in that, right? That's why her prayers are much deeper. A woman will pray and pray. I'm amazed those women when they say Tehillim all day, like they pray pages, like how I do that? I'll be exhausted. You know, after 5 minutes of praying with my heart, I'm like, how you do that? You know, it's such a power. But for the men, and our generation especially, what it says about the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash, the destruction of the second temple. Well, let's on both temples. It says the first temple. You know what it was destroyed? Gilui Arayos, Shvichus Damim, and Avodah Zarah. What are those crimes? What's the part of the body that pushes a man to do those to those crimes? The heart. It's very emotional. I want to connect to God, so I'm trying a way to connect to God. I don't find it's too hard. I'm do Avodah Zarah. Woman, the heart, you look emotional is mistranslated into physicality, and then it goes adultery, and then murder is also those are passionate things. Passionate crimes comes from the heart. How long did it take for the Beis Hamikdash to be rebuilt after the first temple? 70 years, right about 70 years. That's it, 70 years. What happened? The second temple. Why was the second temple got destroyed? So people say Sinat Chinam, which is one of the roots, but the Gemara goes, and Ishayahu, it says, you read in the prophet Isaiah, and Rabbi Hirsch has a whole commentary, says because we were very religious. We kept all the halachot, no gilu arayos, no shviros damim. It was all the head. We were like very strict, do all the halachot, and we were super strict. So much so that the Gemara says we were too strict on each other. Well, you did one mistake, right? So the Gemara says we were or Ishayahu and Rabbi Hirsch says that we were religious from the outside. There was no heart. We had a heart of stone. And God said, I don't want your korbanot. They're not pure. There's no heart. I don't want your prayers. I don't want your sacrifices. They're despicable to me. Where's your heart? Where's your love? You don't love me. You just do it like a robot. Mitzvat hanashim melumada. Doing the mitzvot out of rote. You don't really love me. You just do like it's a routine. You another explanation. You don't do a bracha before the Torah. What do you mean? They were learning Torah all day. Yeah, you learn Torah because it's intellectual. You like it. It's like I open a book of mathematics. I learn open a book of Torah. It's the same thing. It was from external. It was when was the third temple rebuilt? Still not rebuilt after 2,000 years, right? The power of the heart source is very strong. It's okay. We're passionate. What do you want in a couple? You want passion with the heart. I love each other, and yes, this fight and it's tension. Oh no, it's the head, and it's very hi darling. How was your day? Yeah, very good. And it's very much more intentional, not so much the emotions, and then, right? So it's a big problem. It's a big problem because we have to understand that the head is very important, but it's only powerful if it's really connected to the heart. When we do something really when we really don't want from the heart. So when, in our relationship in marriage, we have to understand that it's all about learning to be super sensitive. You are put in a position where when you are going to get married, you're going to be with a being that is very sensitive, so that you learn to speak in a way that is sensitive, that you learn to speak in a way that cares about the other, that when you're going to give, it's in a way that is proper, that brings more unity and more love, right? So that's why it's so important to be aware of that. And Baruch Hashem, she's super sensitive. And Baruch Hashem, she's so emotional. Because if you don't have that, then what? You'll be just like a what?
Robot.
Yeah, you'll be like a robot. You'll be just like working with the mind. There'll be no emotion. And your Avodat Hashem, your service of God, will be the same. It says in the Gemara, Kol de'achmana ba libaba. Everything that Hashem wants is the heart. Everything goes after the heart, right? Oh, it says avera say if you did an avera, but with the right intention, when you had a good will, it's greater than to do a mitzvah for the wrong intention, right? So meaning that when you do something and let's say you have all those famous stories of the Baal Shem Tov and the students where the students doesn't know how to pray, right? So he says Aleph, Bet, Gimel, right? He screams, but he doesn't know, like. So there's someone who comes to reprimand him. It's like, what are you doing? This is Siddur. You have to learn how to read. You sing Aleph, Bet. You think I should understand Aleph, Bet, or whatever. Reprimanded, and then the rabbi, the Baal Shem Tov, comes to him. He don't understand. Hashem is listening to his prayer, our prayer of Yom Kippur is going to be accepted through that guy. Because that guy really prays from the heart. The only thing he has is Aleph Bet. And that's why Hashem is going to say prayer, because he prays with his whole heart, with his emotions. We understand our Judaism is dependent on that. Our Judaism. And unless and that's why in our time, unless we're religious with excitement, we love going to pray, we love being religious, we have emotions in it, we love praying and putting tefillin and putting the candles, then if we don't have that, our Judaism is dead, because it's a dead relationship. If in the marriage there's no love, there's no emotions, it's a dead relationship. And you have to work on that. So that's probably the most important point in between man and woman that we have to internalize, right? Internalize really, and work on it. And again, that's why the woman is a ezer kenegdo. She's here to help you become that sensitive being, and the woman has to learn to be aware of that, and the man has to recognize that she's here for that. So it's again, I have that all the time. The guys say, why is she so emotional? Why so sensitive? This is a gift. It's a gift for us to understand how to behave in a way that is refined. Yeah, you want someone who doesn't care about anything, you can do anything you want. Well, then you don't need, in the Jewish marriage, you don't need a marriage for that. You don't need to go with a friend. No, you're going to have someone who really cares about you. Everything you do affects her. Everything you do affects. And you want to be refined, you want to achieve a level of holiness, you want to be close to God, then you have to analyze everything you do and understand everything you do. Yes, it's intense. But being Jewish is intense. The intensity is great. It's exciting. It's like, yeah, let's serve God. Woo! Right? Why don't we serve God like that? It'd be great if we do that all the time, right? Let's go daven God. Yeah! When's the last time you heard people going like that to shul? Let's go, guys! We run to shul, right? Let's go home. Is my wife yet? No. Is my wife home? No. I mean, we're not on that level. Something is missing from. If Moshiach is not here, that means we're missing something from our avodat Hashem, and missing something from our relationship with our spouse. So we have to be aware of that. Work on our hearts. Try to be more emotional, more be intense, and that Hashem with this, there's already a big part of the marriage that can be, work. But you have to work with that now. You have to internalize those concepts now. Obviously, it sounds like it's more a bigger job for the guy, but yeah, it's a bigger job. But again, it's one unit. My wife is me. Me is my wife. When just the wife has the, they say, I think it's Rabbi Tower used to say that the guy is the ring, and the woman is the diamond on the ring, right? So what's more precious? The ring without the diamond.
The diamond,
right? The diamond is the precious thing. So the man has to learn to hold that diamond in the right way, the right place. But she's precious, so she's the precious thing, and he has to protect her, make sure. So
can I ask you a quick question? I'm sorry.
You can. We have two questions. Open two questions now. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hear this expression when let's say it's I heard love is like sand. When you put it like this, you hold it. When you do it too tight, the holes are opening up, and the sand falls down. When it's too loose, you ever heard of that expression?
I never heard that.
Hold it. You gotta, you heard about it?
No, I never heard that expression. But I hear what you say. It has to be a balance. It has to be.
Yeah. If it's too tight, if you squeeze it too hard, it's gonna come out of the knuckles. If
right.
you're gonna go too, you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
No, I
didn't hear of that, but it makes sense. You can never be extreme in any way. It can't be all the way on the right. It can't be all the way on the left. It has to be balanced. And if it's balanced, then there's hope that it's chance that it will work well.
So how do you know the balance is?
So how the balance is, it's the most important is communication, and that's why I want to spend so much on communication skills. The way you speak to each other is going to change everything in your marriage. You have to communicate in ways that allows the emotions to be expressed, and for the man to listen to emotions, and for the woman to listen to the way the guy thinks, And all those communication skills, the way we talk, the way we listen, is what's going to enable that balance to be created, for the emotions to flow, and for the right. One of the greatest things is listening. You know, you can be not such a great person, but if you listen to the other, it's you win already 90% of your marriage.
Too.
What?
It's
It's chesed, yeah. You know what? And what we do in the couples workshop I do, each time someone says something, and when he finishes the sentence, say, thank you. Because the other is sharing. The other one is opening and sharing with you something. And you have to say thank you. Thank you for sharing. You open up. It's a gift. It's a gift of love. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for opening up. Thank you for sharing. And that's so. But we're not trained like that. We look somewhere else. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Right? It doesn't work like that. One of the greats, I have to say it because I don't want to forget that, not to say it. Rabbi Noach Weinberg was asked, if you had to say one advice, the most important advice to a couple to do to have them in a marriage. You know what he said, Rabbi Noach Weinberg? That's all. I would never thought he would say that. He said, look at each other when you speak.
Really?
Look at each other. Face each other.
More respectful.
And you speak like, and one of the things we do in couple therapy, like you sit on the same level. It's not like one above, sitting and standing. If you're above, like it's already you're same level. You sit, and eyes to eyes, and then we speak and we're open and because enter right.
It's a lot you will not say or will say.
And you know how it's beautiful because the man and the woman, it says they were like that before, so to speak, right? They saw, and then Hashem had to face them like that. And the whole idea, when do we say in Kabbalah, you know how do they describe our relationship with God? It says when it's back to back or face to face. The highest level of relationship with God is face to face. And the same thing in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Holy of Holies, which represents the bedroom between the Jewish people and Hashem. It says the two angels was the face of a boy and the face of a girl. Some say a man and a woman. And when they open it to know to see the relation between the Jewish people and God. So if there was no good relationship, the two faces were turning to each other. The two angels of gold were turning each other. And if there was love, they were facing each other. Right? The whole face-to-face is a very important thing, and we're not used to it. We don't do that in our society. You have FaceTime, you have Skype or whatever, and we speak more on the phone or things. No, sit down, listen to each other, face each other in the eyes, and speak and listen and say thank you for sharing, thank you for talking to me, because that's we're in a society that doesn't allow us to talk anymore. Any question?
This couples therapy, is it for married people?
Why not I do for married people? But
And
the reason I'm doing this class is that you don't have to do that couple therapy when you get married. Again, in today, everybody needs therapy. Meaning, it's not about we have problems. We all have problems. We all have midot, and we have to work on it. It takes a lifetime. But we all are ignorant of the proper way to do it. And I'm telling you, technically we don't need any therapist or that. Everything is there. Everything is in the Chumash, in the Torah. If you follow the way it speaks about Adam and Eve and Abraham and Sarah and how they behave with each other, it tells you the foundation of how human beings are. If you're a religious couple, meaning a couple follows the ways of the Torah on how a husband and a woman should treat each other, he'll be fine. Because it's perfection. The Torah teaches you perfection and teaches you exactly how to be between man and woman. And it's impossible that a couple follows the Torah and get divorced. Impossible. Because if you follow the Torah, you're acting in the most harmonious. The whole Torah, you know what's the sphera in Kabbalah, the sphera for Torah? Is Tiferet. Tiferet is harmony. The Torah creates perfect harmony in the world. And we have to be aware of that. And we have a tendency that, this is the Torah, my religious life, and this is my marriage, and this is my work. No, you understand. Torah is everything. There's even laws when you have to go to the bathroom with the Torah. Right? There's laws about everything.
Scary.
It's scary. It's awesome.
Can't talk.
What?
Is that true?
Yeah. It's not you can talk. It's inappropriate to talk because you don't want, although God is everywhere, you don't want to there are different levels.
It's inappropriate.
holiness.
I thought you
It's
can't.
inappropriate. You could technically, well, our bathroom are not what it used to do. It's either not proper, but it
this
says.
bathroom was a shower.
But people, well,
But-
if you're undressed, it's not proper.
Or even think of God, right?
Right, you should not ideally not think of God in the bathroom. But however, let's say, your Yetzirah comes in the bathroom, let's say you're in the bathroom, I want to say some Lashon Hara, right? Let's say. Right? You're allowed to think of God. That help me not to have speak
Even if
Lashon
you're
Hara.
naked?
What?
Even if you're naked?
Yeah, but you don't want to do an Avera.
Okay.
I'm just giving an example. But ideally, you should not you should not think of God in the bathroom as a matter of respect. Understand different levels. God is everywhere, though, right? God is not less in the bathroom than outside the bathroom, but we have to understand that levels in this world, the levels of holiness and levels of respect, and therefore to understand those levels, we have to differentiate between the holy place and non-holy place. That's the word. Any more questions? Oh, okay. If you have questions, you can write it down. Come next week, and don't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, to look in your own life, the things you're struggling when you speak to women, or the things you're struggling when you speak to guys, and how.
I got a question for you. Can I ask you? You know that feeling when like you're close with a guy, but you just can't talk to him. Like you don't hate him,
You're
but
close to
there's-
a guy?
You?
No, to a person.
Singing.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
not to a guy. To a person. You're close. It's a fact. It's known, but it's just some kind like you can't look, you can't talk. It's like some kind of hatred there.
Look up at the tables.
You know what I'm talking about? That feeling, like
A hatred? I'm sorry.
no hatred. It's
Oh,
like
really?
You can't communicate. This is not.
yeah, there's something like holding you back, like the guy, like
ask
the
her out.
other, not the guy. I'm sorry.
No,
The
I
other
understand.
the other person, like it's like he wasn't. That person wasn't loyal enough that you can't look him like you can't talk to him normal. You know that feeling. You ever had that?
I think so.
again?
I think.
Like that hatred feeling. Like when you're in a relationship and you just it's not the same like it was yesterday. You know that feeling?
But because
Yeah.
something happened.
Is it a mistrust?
Just get tired
Maybe
of
it's a mistrust.
them. Is it because you're tired of them?
No, I don't think
Yeah,
it's
because-
tired.